Welcome to Alternatify, where we delve into the most mind-bending what-if scenarios our universe could offer. Today, we embark on a journey to a planet that is both familiar and profoundly alien. Imagine our Earth, but stripped of one of its most fundamental characteristics. We are exploring a world where the very rhythm of life as we know it has been utterly rewritten. What if Earth had no axial tilt? What would life be like without the comforting, predictable cycle of seasons? Join us as we ponder this extraordinary possibility. Picture our planet spinning perfectly upright, its axis perpendicular to its orbital plane around the Sun. This seemingly minor alteration would unleash a cascade of monumental changes. The most immediate and striking implication, of course, is the complete and utter absence of seasons. No spring blooms, no summer warmth, no autumn leaves, and no winter snows. Instead, we would find consistent climate zones stretching across the globe. The equator would be perpetually scorching, while the poles, though consistently lit, would remain locked in an eternal frigid embrace. Day length would also be remarkably consistent. The equator would experience a near-perfect 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night, a pattern that would gradually shift towards the poles without the dramatic seasonal variations we currently observe. This constant climate would revolutionize agriculture. The traditional seasonal farming cycles, which have dictated human civilization for millennia, would simply vanish. We would see a massive shift towards year-round controlled environments. Vertical farms, hydroponic systems, and other efficient food production methods would become the norm, perhaps even a necessity. Such innovations could lead to an era of unprecedented global food abundance. With predictable growing conditions, the challenges of famine might become a relic of the past. Human migration patterns would also be profoundly altered. The seasonal movements of people, driven by climate or agricultural needs, would largely cease, fostering more stable and settled communities. However, this seemingly stable world would come with significant drawbacks. While more predictable in some ways, the weather could also be more extreme. We might face more intense and frequent storms, prolonged droughts in certain regions, or devastating floods elsewhere. The planet's complex systems would still find ways to express their power. Perhaps most critically, the impact on ecosystems would be profound. The delicate balance of nature, honed by seasonal change, would be shattered, likely leading to a drastic reduction in global biodiversity. Over vast stretches of time, life itself would evolve differently. Organisms would adapt to consistent environments rather than the dynamic shifts of seasonal change. This could lead to entirely new evolutionary pathways, creating species perfectly suited to their unchanging niches, but perhaps less resilient to any sudden environmental shifts. Human culture would also undergo a radical transformation. Our holidays, traditions, and even our sense of time are deeply intertwined with the seasons. New rituals and celebrations would emerge, marking time not by solstices or equinoxes, but perhaps by astronomical events or technological milestones. Technological evolution would be heavily skewed towards climate control and energy efficiency. Maintaining comfortable living conditions in perpetually hot or cold zones would be paramount. Sustainable infrastructure would be a global priority, driving innovation in renewable energy and resource management. Our cities would reflect this new reality. Architectural changes would be dramatic. We would see more enclosed environments, relying heavily on artificial lighting and advanced climate control systems. Cities might become vast, self-contained biomes, designed for energy efficiency and human comfort, rather than open-air structures exposed to the elements. This world without seasons would force humanity to deeply question its relationship with time and the natural world. How would we perceive the passage of years? The seasons, after all, serve as powerful reminders of life's cycles, of change, growth, decay, and renewal. They teach us about adaptation and resilience. Without these natural rhythms, there's a potential for a profound detachment from nature. Or perhaps new forms of connection would emerge, focused on different aspects of the environment. The psychological effects could be significant. Our moods, energy levels, and even our mental health are often influenced by seasonal variations. Would a constant climate lead to a more stable emotional landscape, or would the lack of natural variation create a different kind of psychological challenge? It's a fascinating unknown. Even with advanced technology, resource distribution would present immense challenges. Perpetual arid zones would struggle for water, while perpetually waterlogged regions would face different issues. These imbalances could easily lead to conflicts and mass migrations as populations seek more hospitable environments. The stability promised by consistent climate might be an illusion. The agricultural transition, while potentially leading to abundance, would be incredibly difficult. It would require massive investment and infrastructure development. Short-term food shortages during this transition period could be devastating, highlighting the fragility of even the most advanced societies when faced with fundamental change. Global climate instability, despite the consistent zones, could manifest in unpredictable ways. The Earth's complex systems are interconnected, and removing one variable could trigger unforeseen chain reactions. Extreme weather events, though perhaps localized, could be more intense and frequent as the planet struggles to find a new equilibrium. Human health concerns would also arise. Our immune systems, sleep patterns, and overall well-being are adapted to seasonal changes. A constant environment might weaken our natural defenses or disrupt our circadian rhythms in ways we can only begin to imagine. The overarching challenge would be human adaptation to a radically different reality. Our species has evolved with seasons. Removing them would test our ingenuity and resilience to their absolute limits. This thought experiment presents us with a profound choice scenario. Would we truly prefer the stability of a non-tilted Earth over the rich, dynamic tapestry of seasons? The beauty and variety of seasonal change, with all its challenges, offer a richness that a constant world might lack. It's a trade-off between predictability and vibrancy. Modern cities and infrastructure would need a complete redesign. Our current urban planning assumes seasonal variations, from drainage systems to heating and cooling. Every aspect of our built environment would require rethinking to cope with perpetual heat, cold, or consistent weather patterns. Global economies would be restructured entirely. Industries tied to seasonal cycles like tourism or fashion would transform or vanish. New industries focused on climate control and resource management would emerge. The necessity for adaptable, resilient, and collaborative societies would be paramount. No single nation could tackle these global challenges alone. The idea of a world without seasons has, perhaps implicitly, inspired countless works of science fiction. It speaks to our deep-seated connection to natural cycles. Consider the themes of survival in harsh, unchanging environments, much like in The Martian, where the constant red dust and extreme temperatures dictate every action. Or think of the relentless, unchanging ice age depicted in Snowpiercer, where humanity is confined to a single, self-sustaining train, forever battling the external cold. These narratives, while not explicitly about axial tilt, explore the human spirit's struggle against an unyielding, monotonous environment, echoing the challenges of a seasonless Earth. From a scientific perspective, Earth's axial tilt is a complex phenomenon, influenced by factors like the Moon's gravitational pull and the planet's rotational dynamics. Theories abound regarding its variations over geological time, and how these shifts have shaped our planet's history and the evolution of life. It's a delicate balance. This exploration also opens the door to other fascinating what-if games. What if Earth were larger, with a stronger gravitational pull? What if we had two moons, or even none at all? Each alteration would create a cascade of effects, reshaping our understanding of planetary habitability. Ultimately, this journey into a seasonless Earth underscores the profound value of change. It reminds us to appreciate the beauty and the inevitability of cycles in our own lives and in the natural world. The seasons, with their constant ebb and flow, teach us about resilience, renewal, and the preciousness of each fleeting moment. They are a fundamental part of our human experience. We hope this speculative journey has sparked your imagination and perhaps even a deeper appreciation for the world we inhabit. Do share your thoughts in the comments below. What aspects of a seasonless Earth intrigue you most? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Alternatify for more mind-bending scenarios, and suggest your own what-if ideas. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of alternative realities. Our planet, with all its complexities, its beauty, and its endless possibilities, truly is a wonder.